Okay, so we are live. The new chapter in India, the world T20 champions. They're taking on Zimbabwe in the first T20I at Harare. And Shubman Gill has won the toss and they have opted to bowl. 3 debutants.
Yes.
Abhishek Sharma was confirmed to make his debut.
Dhruv Jurel, who was initially a part of the squad,
Damn.
he also makes his T20I debut after making his test debut earlier this year. And then Riyan Parag, as expected.
Oh, so I lose out.
Middle order.
I lose out in the debate.
As always.
But you're still 0-1 down against me on the quiz. Okay.
No one remembers that.
Oh, I also don't remember that. Okay, so Dhruv Jurel, Abhishek Sharma and Riyan Parag are making their debuts in this
It's
first
surprising.
T20.
Did one of you pick pacer in Tushar Deshpande or Harshad Rana to make their debut?
I
as well?
picked
I picked Deshpande.
Just wondering what the lineup then would be for this Indian team if there's no speedster making their debut.
See, Avesh, Khalil, then are they playing another spinner than Washington Sundar?
Probably.
Washington has to be in the 11.
Then he will have to be in the 11 then.
See, he gives you batting option as well because you didn't take too many pacers anyway with you.
Yes.
So any which ways, Avesh and Khalil are surely playing.
Of
because
course.
they've already made their India debut.
Yep.
I think the only...
Or maybe Shubman forgot.
Probably,
Maybe
there could be 4 debutants. Probably.
Could be. So that is why Sikandar Raza, you can check out the interview what he said that yes, he wants to ensure that last time they did push India close. This time they would want to beat them.
And there is this update from Sikandar Raza that Sean Williams, who wasn't a part of this series, has retired. Not sure whether it's from just the T20 format. And Craig Irvine was also left out, and even Ryan Burl has been dropped.
Ryan Burl's been dropped. Oh,
yes.
So that means yes, you have got anyway 2 sides who are in transition. See, you got a lot of guys. If one of those individuals is included, most of the Zimbabwe squad is made up of guys who made their debuts in the previous series versus Bangladesh. If there are 2 guys who will come, there's a very interesting story. I was discussing with Harshit also about those 2 guys who might play. I'm waiting for the playing 11. No update of the playing 11 as far as the Indian team is concerned.
Are you talking about those guys who were banned for drug abuse?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
No. It was something.
Wes Madhvere and there was one more.
Wesley Madhvere you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, Wesley Madhvere was anyway included in the squad anyway. So
But he's making a comeback after being banned.
Yep. I think the likes of Innocent Kaya, I think he will be important. There is Jonathan Campbell.
Yeah.
You might know who he is.
Son of Alistair Campbell.
Yes. Alistair Campbell, former Zimbabwe batter and
captain
and commentator. And very interesting story about him. He had retired in 2003. Zimbabwe were short of manpower. They told him, you please come back. He was in the comm box, he had to step on a Zimbabwe jersey at this time.
It's nothing uncommon though now, Siddharth. Did we not see that happen with the Australian team a few weeks back when they were short of hands and they needed the support staff to come out and play a proper match?
Kedar Jadhav. He was on comms, he had to come back. Dhaval Kulkarni.
Yes, in the middle of the IPL.
Dhaval Kulkarni for Mumbai Indians.
David Hussey for CSK.
Yeah, David Hussey for CSK. So that's why... Well, let's see how it goes.
Some time though for the 11s to come for as far as both teams are concerned. Our focus here on Sports Day, will be on the team that we love, all of us.
India versus Zimbabwe. Honestly, let me ask you guys, okay? I know every series is there to be played, it is important. But is this India versus Zimbabwe series giving you the vibe of India versus Australia after November 19, the 5-match T20I series? Or when India lost in 2021 and 2022, the 2 series against New Zealand? Is it giving you these vibes or no? Do you think this series is important because you want to test the bench strength of the Indian cricket team? Because you've got an entirely new squad if you look at it.
See, you would definitely need a few replacements for Virat, Rohit, Jadeja for that matter. So from that perspective, this series and the series that's going to be held after this, the 3 T20Is in and against Sri Lanka are going to be important because it holds great importance for the likes of Riyan Parag, Jurel, Sanju Samson for that matter,
of course,
who is going to be back for the last 3 T20Is, and Shivam Dube for that matter. So there are a couple of spots that are up for grabs in the middle order, and obviously the opening combination is up for grabs because you're going to need 2 openers for fulfilling the role that Kohli and Virat did for India, not just in the T20 World Cup but even before that. So from that perspective, yes, there are many spots that are to be occupied, and I think over the next few months we will get to know that who would be the likely contenders.
I think it becomes an important series for a few players, even though you can question the competitor here a bit, the degree of competition that you can expect from Zimbabwe, maybe that is up for debate.
Yeah.
However, it is important that some of the players who find themselves in this squad deliver at least against Zimbabwe to begin with, if they are to have some sort of a say, or if they are to be relevant as far as reckoning for the Indian team is concerned. Talk about that, and I think the Indian captain on this tour is definitely one of those few players that I can definitely name. Let's not forget that he was the one who was dropped. He was dropped, not rested.
Yeah.
Let's be very clear.
He was in the travelling reserves, yeah.
Exactly. From the Indian team, and Yashasvi Jaiswal was then given the nod. Yashasvi, in fact, was in the 15 and not Shubman Gill. So you know who's ahead as far as that opening combination is concerned. So it becomes a crucial series, and then that also followed up with a not so fruitful IPL for Shubman Gill as well, both as a leader and with the bat. Yes, there was one or two knocks you can recall as far as his IPL time is concerned, but besides that, it becomes crucial for him as far as his comeback is concerned. Washington Sundar will be another person I will look forward to, because Sunday now there's an opening and you look at the skill set, look at what he brings to the table. In this new philosophy that the Indian team has, that you need somebody to bat at 8 as well, he fits into that that category and that description very well. You don't have a Ravindra Jadeja, and I think you'd like the same combination. If you could play a Jadeja and an Akshar together, maybe that would, and it turned out to be the winning mantra as well. Maybe this would be the idea extended forward as well. So up for grabs, and Washington Sundar finds himself as a front runner. Not too many people can do what he do. What he can do.
Exactly. So yes, crucial series for Shubman, crucial series for the likes of the backups. Because see, for Arshdeep, this is an audition for a backup in the form of Khalil.
Yeah.
For an Avesh, if you want a death bowler, maybe with Mohammad Siraj's stock going slightly down because he didn't have a good run. He did have bowl in a couple of good games, Mohammad Siraj, but he wasn't picked afterwards because of the condition. Maybe Avesh Khan, with his death bowling prowess that he showed in the IPL,
Rajasthan Royals,
perhaps then he can then enhance his stocks. If you look at the spin bowling department, that is kind of sorted with Akshar and Kuldeep. But you would want another options in Ravi Bishnoi, a Washington Sundar. But looking at the trend of T20Is in the modern era, I think the off spinner has been phased out. I think you're fixed with either a Bishnoi who is going to further enhance his credentials, or you are looking at Akshar and Kuldeep carrying the mantle of the Indian spin department for certain seasons now.
True.
As far as the batting is concerned, see, Shubman himself admitted that, look, if I try achieve what Virat, Rohit did, it will be impossible. I'll be putting undue pressure on myself. What they have achieved, maybe no one else can achieve. So, realistic goals, set it out. We don't know if he'll be the full-time captain also. Captaining audition is going to be in the series, but for Sri Lanka, Hardik or Surya, we don't know. So, that's why...
matter, there isn't a surety whether he would be a permanent part of the T20 going forward. That is also a thing, because there are many contenders for that opening slot.
And if you look at it, the top three I can confirm that it is Shubman, because we have the playing 11 that has come.
Mukesh Kumar is playing.
Mukesh. Yes. Oh, although Mukesh had a very mixed run, but okay, here's the playing 11 for India.
Into that all format category, number one. Number two, it's only been a year and a half that he's been getting that support, and I think the idea is to extend that support to him, because he will, I'm pretty certain that he will be one of your reserves.
Correct.
In the BGT as well.
Yeah.
He will have to be. So, Shubman Gill, Abhishek Sharma, Rituraj Gaikwad. This top three was confirmed yesterday in the press conference that Shubman Gill did. And you look at it, number 4, Riyan Parag, perfect choice. Number 5, Rinku Singh. Number 6, Dhruv Jurel. Maybe they can be interchanged.
Yes, depending upon the situation.
Yes. Then Washington Sundar at 7. Your batting ends there.
Yes.
Going by it, Washington Sundar, that's why your batting ends. Then you got a Ravi Bishnoi.
Only Avesh Khan can hit those few blows.
No, I'm not counting.
But he's not a number 8 for sure.
Ravi Bishnoi, Avesh Khan, Mukesh Kumar, Khalil Ahmed. I think because it's Zimbabwe, they have taken this chance of just playing 7 batters.
Yes.
That's it. If it was any other team, I'm sure they would have had an 8. Either you would have an Harshit Rana or a Tushar Deshpande in the mix. So I would have gone in with, instead of a Mukesh Kumar, a Tushar Deshpande or a Harshit Rana for at number 8, followed by Bishnoi, Avesh, Khalil. Yeah. So we got You got one prediction right. I didn't get any of the predictions right as far as the playing 11 is concerned, because I had picked Jitesh to play, looking at the incumbent. But it's not Jitesh.
That's fine, Siddharth. I think we all established that your relationship with predictions isn't that great.
Although it has improved. I did predict some games which should be very close. ODI World Cup England. You're mistaking that. Now, as far as Zimbabwe are concerned, it's Tariwanashe Marumani. Yes, he was going to be an important part. Innocent Kaya. Yep. No, Jonathan Campbell.
ODI series against India in last year. In 2022, in fact.
He was the one who said we can beat India in this series. We'll beat them 2-1. It was Innocent
But
Kaya.
Jonathan Campbell is there. He's in the middle order.
Oh yeah, he's the middle of Brian Bennett, one of the stars in the Zimbabwe under-19 setup who had come up. I think he plays for Mashonaland, if I'm not mistaken. Sikandar Raza, Dion Myers, another one of the new faces. Jonathan Campbell, the son of Alistair Campbell. Then Clive Madande is the wicket keeper, followed by Wesley Madavere, Luke Yongwe. Then you've got
Muzarabani.
one of the twin towers is not in. You don't have Richard Ngarawa.
Yes.
No Ngarawa, which is I think very surprising. Blessing Musarabani and Tendai Chatara. Chatara is Zimbabwe's version of goalie, one hand, just like that. So Luke Yongwe, Wesley Madave. Okay, so bowling wise, you got Zimbabwe's Sunil Narayan and Sikandar Raza. Then you got Luke Yongwe, Blessing Muzarabani, Tendai Chatara. That's your three, if you look at it, the pace bowlers. I think then you'll be looking at a Jonathan Campbell trying to get in some few overs along with Wesley Madavere. So that's why I think this is how your Zimbabwe bowling lineup is. But either Ngarawa is injured or I don't know. I would have picked Ngarawa any day, because those two twin towers get those bounce factors in Harare pretty well. So,
but then I think a good decision by India to bowl first, because I was going through some stats of the last 10, 15 or T20s in Harare. I think it's obviously the team batting first have got those middling totals of around
140, 150.
150.
Even though this is a fresh deck, I believe, the first game of the season.
First game of the year.
And it will be a fresh wicket. That means you'll get some movement. Batting won't be easy in the first power play if you have to look at it. So yeah,
even whoever wins. Spinners and pacers have got like the equal number of wickets in the last 10-15 T20s. Around 69 for spinners at an economy of around 6.5 or 6.6. And for seamers, it is around 80 wickets at an economy of 7.5 in the last 12 T20s.
That doesn't make, I think, see, Harare comes into the bracket of, I think, win toss, bat second and win the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that is the trend that Harare has followed, because I don't know, except for India, I think what has happened is in the ODI series, Zimbabwe are about to chase one total now, but they fell short. But most of the times India chased the total and won.
Yes.
So that is why I think in the ODI thing it's different. For T20Is, India couldn't chase in one of the losses I remember in 2016. I think they lost by 4 runs. They couldn't.
Under the captaincy of Dhoni. Yeah. They've lost, see, overall the two teams have played 8 T20s.
I think they lost only 2. India. Yeah. India one was 2016 and
the other was 2015 under the captaincy of Ajinkya Rahane.
Ajinkya Rahane, not MS.
No.
MS rested in that. Yeah. So, yep, so that is the current situation when you look at it. It is India who won the toss with 3 debutants in Abhishek Sharma, you got Dhruv Jurel, and you have got Riyan Parag.
I don't think there's any debate over who the country is the most excited about amongst the 3 debutants.
Abhishek. Definitely. And also Riyan Parag. I mean, look, he's also, now that we're looking at redemption stories, a Hardik Pandya redemption, a Surya Kumar Yadav redemption, I think a Riyan Parag redemption also must be told, because he had gone through the depths of despair in 2023, trolled for whatever he did, had a great Syed Mushtaq Ali, 7 consecutive 50 plus scores. I think that's a record. And that is why he's off social media. People are saying, oh, you're not picked for the Indian team. He was very, very mature in the responses that he gave. I know, I have not done much. I know it. So that's why I'm not too disappointed.
But the thing with him is, you know, whether he likes it or not, he may be on social media. He does continue to be the conversation on social media, because people end up digging out something or the other. And let's not forget how his search history got him into the conversation
history,
and he was in the headlines again.
Social media is very, very unforgiving. And whatever it is, whether we do it here, see, so many of our earlier predictions, if you look at it for India and the T20 World Cup, Compare that, it's a total 180 degrees, but that's the hazards of the job that we have to do in.
But whatever that's off the field, I
Yeah.
know, you know, whatever I just alluded to as well. He deserves a chance as far as proving
does.
his critics wrong goes. He did it to a great extent in the IPL. Was the team's highest run getter as well. Featured in the top 5 if I'm not wrong. Did everything he could have.
You should know, Delhi Capitals, he hurt you the most in that
Yeah.
IPL.
Courtesy Andrik Nokia, who he made look like a
Amateur bowler, club
amateur,
bowler.
an absolute novice.
But-
So did Ravichandran Ashwin, by the way. Remember those 31 runs?
But the same Andrik Nokia, what a
Yes.
spell he bowled in the T20 World Cup. I mean, that spell that he bowled, I think, against
Zimbabwe. Oh, sorry.
Afghanistan and Bangladesh.
Sri
Afghanistan
Lanka,
also.
I think. He's the one who
Yeah.
ran through.
He ran through. So that's why IPL is a different kettle of fish. T20 World Cup is a different kettle of fish altogether. So that's why it's a new beginning. And if you look at it, a lot of the other things that we had, there was this tension, you know, okay, you're not won a T20 World Cup in IPL era. No, that is done. You have to start afresh. You have to build slowly. And 8 T20Is now coming up. 5 against Zimbabwe.
However, I feel, Siddharth, you know, this was what happened a week back was more about, you know, getting the monkey off the back. And now
gorilla,
the
yeah.
preparation, you were always there. You were always there.
Yep.
You were getting to the semi-finals, you were getting to the final, you were just not able to land that final punch.
Yeah.
Now that you've landed that final punch, I think you only got to, this whole occasion acts as a springboard now, and you're only going upwards from here. I don't quite think it's a massive rebuilding you're looking at.
Yeah.
You're only looking at filling a couple of those empty spaces now. There's not a huge rebuilding, if you ask me.
And trust me, whenever...
Because look at the nucleus of
Yeah.
the side. Most of these players will continue to be there as well. At least 5 of them I can
Absolutely.
easily name. 5 to
Absolutely.
6 players will definitely be there in the next 24 months as well.
And history is proof. Whenever India has won an ICC event, the next 2 or 3 years for them has been excellent. Look at 1983 when they won. They dominated until
World
86.
Championship.
Yeah.
Until 86, they won the series in England. In fact, didn't lose a single match in England. That was the crescendo. 90, when they won in 2007, they won the CB series in 2008 in Australia for the very first time. It was there until 2009 when they became the number 1 ranked test team.
Yes.
2011 when they won, there was a
Champions
period of
Trophy.
dominance until 2013 Champions Trophy.
However, you know, it's interesting you mentioned that. Nikhil and I were talking about it the other day. That try making patterns out of it. The first thing that happened to you was in this century, I would say, is the T20 World Cup, right? That was followed up by the ODI World Cup and then the Champions Trophy.
Yeah.
However, this time though, the World
It'll
Cup
be reverse.
Exactly, the World Cup's coming later. The Champions Trophy is
Yeah.
coming in 6 months' time.
Yeah, I mean, see, you will probably become only the first nation in the history of cricket. That's the one thing, to have 2 or more white ball titles. Australia don't have 2 T20 World Cups.
Yes.
So if India win, it'll be the 3rd, but they'll win 2 outright. Then they are in a very elite list if you look at it. And if they complete the WTC title in June,
Then you give Australia company.
then you have the rightful thing to say that yes, India are right up there with Australia as one of the greatest teams that's there.
Yeah.
Australia are the greatest without any stretch, but yes, that WTC title and your CT title, because now I think you're only, as Harshit said, on an upward curve at this point. So let's take some comments, Pawan, if we can, and then the match is about to begin in the next 5 minutes. So
That's right.
Yep. So you can, let's see what is there. Okay, we have a super chat at this point. Danush is saying, sack Pant T20I has done nothing for 74 T20Is, time for Sanju. Well, I don't know. See,
Well, I think number 3 is the ideal place for Pant to bat at in the T20 format, because he got those, he can take his time, and obviously, he can play those useful innings that he played during the T20 World Cup
and
also.
honestly,
Wasn't really
Danush,
utilized in the middle order earlier, I would say.
and Danush, I think this T20 World Cup has shown. You will remember Virat Kohli's statistics overall, or just the 76. That was a clutch match-winning performance. You will remember Pant for his 42 against Pakistan. Okay, that helped you ensure that you are not
Under
humiliated.
19.
Under
30
19.
odd against England also.
But the greatest contribution that Pant has, and he played a vital role in that World Cup title win, He
Catches?
had that injury timeout. That 5-minute injury timeout that Pant had, it broke Klaasen's rhythm. That's how Hardik got that wicket.
True.
Rishabh Pant, you're saying he's done nothing for 74 T20Is. Boss, he's won you the T20 World Cup. By that one act, neither with the bat, neither with the ball, neither in the field, he did it. And 42 Pakistan
By the way,
and
he
30.
had a good time. He had a much better time, I would say, with the gloves than with the bat.
Yes,
much
yes,
better
absolutely.
time.
I mean, some of the catches
Look at
that
those
he
catches
took.
running backwards. I wouldn't say they were the toughest catches, but it's never quite easy. You know, it's these easier catches that can go either way. Let's go back to Australian side. How many of those regulation catches did the mid miss this time? The Australia match as well. Whose catch was
Mitchell
that
Marsh dropped Hardik Pandya.
Hardik Pandya, yes.
Yeah.
Absolute dolly he dropped.
Dolly. And that is why Australia lost. 9 catches. 9 catches dropped by Australia ensured that, boss, you had no right winning this.
Same
6
match
against Scotland.
Same match. Hardik Pandya, I remember picking 2 wickets, bouncing out the batter. Rishabh Pant was the one.
And look at it.
Yes.
The catch by Surya Kumar Yadav, the catch by Akshar Patel against Australia.
Oh, Marsh.
In the deep.
Marsh.
Marsh.
Yeah. Marsh or Maxwell?
Marsh.
Yeah.
Maxwell
Bowled by Kuldeep. What was
Cleaned up.
new in that? I don't know. So yeah, Mayur Kashyap is saying Rahul Dravid has redeemed himself at Bridgetown in 1997. Bowled out for 81 in that test. I watched highlights of that match. All dismissals were due to uneven bounce there in second innings. All please comment. Oh man, for us. You are for these real generation. You thought Khadao Ajvi was November 19th. No, for us it was Bridgetown, Barbados. Because how could you
120?
How could you lose in chasing 120? And I remember one delivery.
Curtly Ambrose hurt the Indian team.
Franklin Rose. I'll tell you why. Because Franklin Rose got one delivery to lift up. One delivery, some delivery coming like this. One delivery shoots at Sidhu Paji's face like this. And it's a catch. And to further discourage the Indians, it was a no ball.
Oh.
The umpire didn't give a no ball. Okay. Then Dravid got one delivery which kind of shot through a bit low. He had to fend at it. Okay. Lakshman was undone by a leg cutter. Sachin Tendulkar swing by Ian Bishop, but a good catch by Brian Lara. Then the next two were nightmarish deliveries from Ambrose. He bowled one to Ganguly on the back foot because he was undone by a bouncer. Low bounce, bowled. Azhar, low bounce, bowled. Mongia left a delivery, it came back in, done, bowled. Abhay Kuruvilla was dropped by Curtly Ambrose. But then same, he chipped one and then was caught. Kumble tried to flick, got a leading edge, gone. And Venkatesh Prasad, Yorker, Ian Bishop. What's happening?
Is it hail?
I don't know.
No, it was just the trolley.
Oh, okay. So that is the thing.
It's like rain.
All dismissals were due to uneven bounce. Mayur Kashyap. That is how I remember each and every dismissal that happened. Abhay Kuruvilla got a 5, and India would have been chasing 81. But there was a last wicket partnership of 40 between Mervyn Dillon and Curtly Ambrose. And you're saying, now Ambrose hurt them? Yes, with the bat. Dravid 78, Tendulkar 92. That was Barbados for me.
Let's take a few more comments.
Few more comments.
Let's go.
Yep. Ashish
Priyanshu.
Dar. Sachin got out a 92 to Ian Bishop on no ball. India win. Yes. Zimbabwe 160. He's already given prediction also. India were not underdogs in 83 final primarily because they had beaten West Indies in league stage and beat Zimbabwe after being. No, Ashish Dar. Even then.
You looked at that group stage win as an upset. Let's be honest about it. But there was one team, hands down, that everyone had picked. It was against the Windies team. You were looking at a hat trick of World Cups for them.
Yep.
Yes.
You were. And see, India had broken the jinx in Albion when they had won for the first time against the West Indies. Then beating the West Indies, but I think the one match again, as I say, if you beat Australia, you always have a good chance of winning an ICC World Cup. Yes. You beat them by a good margin in one game. I think it was Kapil Dev who got 5 wickets against them in Trent Bridge. So that's why. That was one win which they needed.
It was in 2011 also.
On 2011?
And 2024.
2007?
7.
What an inspirational thing by UV. And also,
what happened to us in 16 then?
I don't know. That was West Indies, I think, playing next level inspirational cricket.
I think you lost to Dew that day.
No, you lost those no balls.
No ball.
Yeah. 2 no balls.
because we did not get those.
And of course, we lost to
more
Lyndon
runs.
Simmons.
Yeah.
You see, you beat Australia even in 2019
Yeah.
at Oval, but then you still lost to New Zealand because you never beat New Zealand in England ever.
Yeah.
Ever since you started playing cricket against them, be it T20I warm-ups, be it ODIs.
See, this time as well, your bogey team in New Zealand won there, and you won.
I mean, imagine New Zealand and Barbados.
See, they hurt you. They've hurt you so many times. They hurt you in the WTC final. They hurt you in 2019. Then they hurt you
In 99.
21 also.
Yeah, 21.
21 also.
See, New Zealand, West Indies and Sri Lanka, the two teams that were never won in the T20 World Cup, didn't play the Super 8s. You are going to play them. A1, C1, New Zealand.
C1 was New Zealand.
In Barbados. B2 was going, instead of Bangladesh, was going to be Sri Lanka.
Okay, anyway, let's just take Priyanshu's comment and then I think we can wrap up. Either Shubman Gill should prove himself as a big match winner or a run chaser like Virat. Otherwise, he is not that explosive. Abhishek and Jaiswal are new age openers. I think, yeah, that's what we have discussed, Priyanshu, that India for this particular series also, they have as many as 4 openers in Gill, Jaiswal, who is going to be back for the last 3 T20s. Then there is Ruturaj Gaikwad, who is batting at number 3 in this T20. And then there is Abhishek Sharma, obviously. So obviously Gill, as a skipper, obviously he's going to be persisted with for the 5 T20s, but he needs to do really well with the bat to make sure that he is in contention for the more important series that are going to come later this year and even on the road to the 2026 T20 World Cup.
So predictions, guys.
I think Zimbabwe less than 120, but okay, if I have to pick a number, 115.
115, okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Zimbabwe getting 1-1.
1-1, okay. 134.
Okay.
But we are all sure that India are winning, right? Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. So Pawan, your prediction?
It's raining for him.
He's collecting the hail.
How much? 140.
140.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's about it. Bar Ali, wow, what a good gesture from Pakistan. I've been a fan of Team India since I started watching cricket. When India won T20 World Cup, I cooked 20 kilos rice and fed it to friends and relatives. I'm so happy. Well done, Bahar Ali. That's why I see fans like him should be appreciated and also be called out for. These kind of fans indeed make the game beautiful.
Yeah.
Unlike some
who called out for a while. Why would you call him out, yaar?
Call out for the right reason. Shout out. Okay. A big shout out to Bahar Ali, who's always been with us since day one in Sports Today. So, yep, that's about it. We'll be back for the mid innings. Let's see how the Zimbabwe batters face up to the Indian bowlers. Quite deadly. Bye-bye from me, Harshid and Sid Gulati, and subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news.